Hello everyone and welcome to my Bachelor Nation 24 channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. The Golden Bachelorette. Joan Vassos and Chock Chapple seem like an old married couple. That could be a good or a bad thing. The Golden Bachelorette's Joan Vassos and Chock Chapple haven't been engaged for very long, but sometimes they already seem like an old married couple. 60-year-old Chock Chapple proposed to Joan, 63 years old, in July 2024. But they couldn't go public with their relationship until the season finale aired in November 2024. Since going public, they've spent a lot of time together. They've been traveling back and forth between their home states and have focused on getting to know each other while blending their large, close-knit families. They both dove into the relationship head first. No one will ever be able to accuse Joan or Chock of not giving their relationship enough of a chance. Since getting engaged on the Golden Bachelorette Season 1, they've put serious effort into making it work. Joan lives in Maryland, while Chock lives in Kansas, but they've managed to spend a lot of time together. Though they appear to be blissfully happy since finding each other later in life, they do seem to exude the dynamic of an old married couple. Though this sounds like a bad thing, it can have upsides too. Joan and Chock are no strangers to being in a deeply committed relationship. Before being cast in The Golden Bachelor and The Golden Bachelorette, they had lived full lives. Joan was married to Joan Vassos for 32 years before he was diagnosed with cancer and passed away in 2021. By all accounts, the two were very much in love and happily raised their 4 children together. Joan never expected to find herself back in the dating pool at her age, but that's where life led her. Chock was also accustomed to being in serious relationships. He was married to Heather Chapple for 12 years before they divorced. They had 2 children together, Taylor and Tyler Chapple, who are now young adults. After his divorce, Chock met Catherine Gorey and fell in love. They were engaged for 9 years before Catherine passed away in 2022. Neither Joan nor Chock had been single long before they met on the Golden Bachelorette Season 1. Some people like being in a relationship, which seems to be the case for Joan and Chock. They both dived into their new engagement with relative ease. The Golden Bachelorette Season 1 couple were recently interviewed on the Dear Shandy podcast, and a clip was posted on Instagram. In the highly illustrative clip, Joan and Chock mildly disagree about throw pillows. While Chock prefers a throw pillow-free environment, Joan wants as many throw pillows as possible. The couple described a shopping trip to a home goods store, during which they needed 2 full carts just for all the pillows. Joan quickly explained that Chock had a king-sized bed, so he needed 3 pillows going down each side and 3 more across to make it look good, not to mention pillows for multiple other bedrooms. It's a great sign that Joan is putting her personal touch on Chock's home, even if it does fill the place with throw pillows. The cute argument very much makes them sound like an old married couple. Since the Golden Bachelorette Season 1 finale, Joan and Chock have been together a lot and have been posting heavily on social media. Joan recently posted an Instagram video of her and Chock cooking together, where they bickered like an old couple. In the video, Joan and Chock prepare a Kansas City-style barbecue in honor of Chock, who's from the Midwest. The couple prepared a 9-pound pork shoulder. When Chock goes to add garlic to the meat, Joan snaps at him about how to do it properly. The moment was notable enough that multiple people in the comments section pointed it out. One person wrote in defending Chock's garlic placement, insisting he was doing the job properly before Joan interfered. Joan's caption reads, "Our first cooking video together. At this rate, it could be their last cooking video together." Despite their bickering, it's hard to argue that the final result of their meal looked delicious. They may argue like an old married couple, but they're a good team. The garlic incident wasn't even the first time it seemed like things were less than perfect between them. During Joan and Chock's recent trip to Disneyland, Joan recorded a video to post on Instagram. Since Joan was taking the video as a selfie, she and Chock were physically struggling to get into the frame together. "Get in here," Joan jokingly says to Chock, "Pretend that you like me." Though she was joking, they say there's a little truth in every joke. In the captivating world of reality television romance, few dynamics are as intriguing as the one unfolding between Joan Vassos and Chock Chapple on the Golden Bachelorette. With their witty banter, shared glances, and occasional squabbles, they quickly become a pair that viewers can't stop talking about. But the question remains, is their chemistry reminiscent of a love that's built to last? Or are they already showing signs of being that old married couple who argue over what's for dinner? A connection rooted in authenticity from their very first date, Joan and Chock stood out from the pack. While other contestants on the show were still testing the waters, these two dove right in, connecting over stories of their pasts and their hopes for the future. Joan, with her elegant charm and heartfelt vulnerability, found a grounding presence in Chock, whose quirky humor and down-to-earth nature provided a refreshing contrast. What struck viewers immediately was how natural they seemed together. There was no awkward small talk or forced romantic gestures, just genuine conversations and shared laughter. It was as if they had known each other for years, not weeks. This authenticity quickly endeared them to Bachelor Nation, with many fans dubbing them the mom and dad of the season. The hallmarks of an old married couple, as charming as their dynamic is, Joan and Chock have also displayed some telltale signs of that old married couple vibe. There's the playful bickering, like when Chock teased Joan about her over-organized approach to planning their group activity, or when Joan rolled her eyes at Chock's dad jokes, which, let's be honest, were pretty corny. Then there are the moments of quiet understanding that speak volumes. During one particularly emotional rose ceremony, Joan seemed visibly anxious. Without missing a beat, Chock reached for her hand, offering silent reassurance. It was a small gesture, but it spoke to the deepening bond between them, the kind that usually develops over years, not weeks. Their dynamic even extends to the way they support each other's quirks. Joan has mentioned how she admires Chock's go-with-the-flow attitude, even if it sometimes clashes with her more structured approach. Chock, on the other hand, has joked that Joan's meticulous nature keeps him on his toes. It's a classic case of opposites attracting, with each partner balancing out the other's tendencies. Is comfort a blessing or a curse? While their comfortable dynamic has won them many fans, it's also raised questions about whether they're falling into a pattern that lacks the excitement and passion typically associated with new relationships. Some viewers have expressed concern that Joan and Chock might be settling into a platonic companionship rather than a romantic partnership. They're great together, but where's the spark? One fan commented on social media, "It feels like they skipped the honeymoon phase and went straight to year 20 of marriage." However, others argue that their relationship represents a more mature and realistic form of love, one that prioritizes trust, respect, and emotional intimacy over grand romantic gestures. In a world where reality TV often prioritizes drama and superficial connections, Joan and Chock's grounded approach is a breath of fresh air. Moments of romance despite the old married couple label, Joan and Chock have had their fair share of romantic moments. One standout scene involved a moonlit dance on the patio where they swayed to a classic love song. The look in their eyes spoke volumes, capturing a tenderness that words couldn't convey. Another memorable moment came during a group outing when Chock surprised Joan with a heartfelt toast. To Joan, he said, raising his glass, "A woman who's shown me that it's never too late to find someone who makes life better just by being in it." Joan's eyes glistened with tears, and the other contestants couldn't help but applaud. The road ahead as the season progresses, it will be interesting to see how Joan and Chock's relationship evolves. Will they continue to build on their strong foundation, proving that comfort and romance can coexist? Or will the pressures of the show and the need for spark drive a wedge between them? One thing is certain, Joan and Chock have already defied expectations by forging a connection that feels genuine and enduring. Whether they end up walking off into the sunset together or parting ways as friends, they've set a high standard for what love can look like at any age. Fan reactions. The internet has been abuzz with opinions about Joan and Chock. They remind me of my parents, one fan tweeted. Always bickering but clearly in love. Another wrote, Joan and Chock are goals. Who needs drama when you have a partnership like that?